And can you grab me some 2O monocryl and 2O monosoft? Thanks. So this is a dog with an ulcerated soft tissue sarcoma. It's been present for a number of years, initially aspirated as a lipoma, but more recently came up all of a sudden, and further aspiration resulted in a mesenchymal cell tumour diagnosis. Because we had a discussion about marginal versus wide resection, and the dog's relatively old, and if we did a wide resection, we'd probably need the inguinal flank fold flap up the front here to come in and reconstruct. And the owner didn't want to go to that length, and she was okay with the potential for local tumour reoccurrence, which is grade dependent. So if we get an incomplete excision and it's grade 1, then there's a 7% risk of reoccurrence. And if it's a grade 2, it's a 34% risk. So we're taking a little bit of margins here, about 5 millimeters, just to get some skin margins cutting now. Nat and Raina. So we have a chance of getting a complete resection, but the primary aim is to get the tumour out in its entirety and get the wound closed primarily. And because this particular soft tissue sarcoma is arising from the skin rather than the subcutaneous tissue, the skin is the margins that we're most concerned about, not the subcutaneous tissue, like where most soft tissue sarcomas will typically arise from. Let's get some partial thickness muscle here for deep margins. Okay, so there's our mass resected. See if there's any hemostasis we need to do. Okay, looks pretty good. Now we're just going to close. So by definition, any resection less than 2 centimetre margins for a soft tissue sarcoma is theoretically a marginal resection, even though we did get clean, I shouldn't say clean, but 5 millimetre margins on this. That's obviously less than 2 centimetres and hence deemed a marginal resection. And that's different to what we see histologically, so we can still get a so-called complete excision by using a marginal approach, which is the hope, obviously. In one paper, there was a 25% complete excision rate using a marginal approach, and another paper 67%. So, you know, the hope here is that we've got a low-grade tumour, and we can get a complete excision by having those 5 millimetre margins. So it's coming together quite nicely. Obviously, it's on the flexion surface of the stifle, so there's going to be a certain degree of motion here that can disrupt wound healing. So I'm using a higher gauge suture material, 2.0, rather than my usual 3.0 for closure. It's just an ulcerated soft tissue sarc. Mateo's just joined us. I'm just getting him up to date. Came up pretty quickly, but the mass had been around for a number of years before then.
Sorry, I've got to leave.
That's okay. Oh, sorry, I've got it.
Last one there.
Yeah, if you want to just do a 2.0 and a cruciate pattern. Yeah, let's cut that off quickly. I'll just go and ink that. So Mateo is just going to close the skin, make up for my usual subcute effort. I'm going to ink the mass, and then our next case is pretty similar location, or exactly the same location, but it's a mast cell tumour, subcutaneous though, and we'll also get the lymph node out. So we'll see you in a few minutes for that one. Thanks, Mateo. Thanks, Nat. Thanks, Raina.